You're a burden, Ava, just leave. My mom yelled that in front of everyone. Then my own brother threw my suitcase out into the rain like I was a stray dog. I stood there at the door, soaking wet, shaking, and trying not to cry, while my own family shut the door on me, for good. Before I go on, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs it. This is for anyone who's ever been kicked down but refused to stay down. That day was supposed to be a normal Sunday dinner. Uncle Greg and Aunt Melissa were visiting. The house smelled like roast chicken and tension. I had lost my job at the bookstore the week before and was trying to keep it quiet, but my cousin Emily let it slip on purpose. She smiled like she was in a drama show and said, "Still living off your parents, huh?" That's when my mom exploded. "You're 26, Ava, no job, no future, why are you even here?" I tried to defend myself, but my brother Noah jumped in. "Let's stop pretending, she's been a loser since high school." Every word felt like a knife, but I stayed quiet. I didn't yell, I didn't beg, I just got up, walked to my room, and packed a single bag. I didn't know where I was going, I just knew I couldn't stay. When I stepped outside, it was pouring. I had $28 in my wallet, no job, and no plan, but I walked. 3 hours later, I found myself in the corner booth of a 24-hour diner. My hoodie was drenched, and the coffee I ordered barely warmed me up. There was a glowing red sign across the street, "Lucky Star Gas and Go." I remembered something Grandpa once told me, sometimes the biggest changes in life start with a coin toss. So I took my last $5 bill and crossed the street. I wasn't thinking straight. I was numb. I just walked in and grabbed a scratch-off ticket like a zombie. The cashier asked, "Feeling lucky tonight?" I gave him a tired smile and said, "Not really." I scratched it right there under the buzzing fluorescent lights. 1 row, nothing. 2nd row, nothing. 3rd row, jackpot. My hand started shaking. I checked again and again. The cashier leaned over. His jaw dropped. "Ma'am, you just won $5 million. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. I just stood there gripping a tiny piece of cardboard that had just rewritten my entire life. But here's where it gets crazy. That same night, as I was still standing in that gas station trying to figure out if I was dreaming, my phone buzzed. It was a message from my mom. "Come back. Let's talk." How did she know? I hadn't told anyone. Wait, no, that's impossible. I stared at the message, my heart pounding like a drum I couldn't control. How did Mom find out? I hadn't called, hadn't told a single soul about the ticket. Was someone watching me? Or worse, had they been hoping I'd fail so badly they'd feel justified? I didn't reply. Instead, I looked around the gas station. The late-night silence was thick, broken only by the hum of neon lights and distant cars. My mind raced. Should I go back after everything they said? After they kicked me out like I was nothing? Then my phone buzzed again. This time, a video message from my brother Noah. His face was serious, almost desperate. "Ava, we're sorry, please come home. We want to fix things." The same brother who threw my suitcase out moments ago. Something felt off, but I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't the same girl who left that house a few hours ago. That girl had just won $5 million and held the power to change everything. So I decided to play along. I texted back, "I'll come, but this time, I'm not the one who's broke." As I walked back toward their house, I realized this was no ordinary reunion. It was the moment everything would change, because they had no idea just how much I was holding in my hands and how far I was ready to go. And that's when I heard a car pulling up behind me. It wasn't just a family matter anymore. Something bigger was about to explode. The car door slammed, and Noah stepped out. His usual smug smile replaced by something nervous, like he knew he was walking into a storm he couldn't control. "Ava," he said, voice low, "you don't have to do this. Just forget about all this money." I looked at him, the same boy who mocked me for years, now begging me to stay quiet. "Forget? After what you all said, you think I'm just going to forget that?" He swallowed hard. "Mom and Dad, they're worried. They don't want this to get messy." "Messy?" I laughed bitterly. "You mean exposed? You don't want the world to see how you treated me, do you?" Noah's jaw clenched, and for the first time, I saw fear in his eyes. We walked inside together. The house was filled with fake smiles and forced hugs. Everyone acted like nothing had happened, but I could feel their eyes on me, watching, waiting. Then Mom said, "Ava, we want to help you. We were wrong." But I wasn't the same girl anymore. I pulled out the lottery ticket, holding it up like a trophy. "Help? This just made me $5 million richer than any of you. So tell me, what exactly do you want from me now?" The room went silent. My family's faces drained of color. That night, I held all the power, but little did they know, the real game was just beginning. As the shock settled in their faces, I leaned back, savoring the moment. For years, I was the worthless one, the family joke, the girl no one believed in, and now I was holding the ticket that flipped everything upside down. But winning the lottery was only the beginning. I had plans that none of them could even imagine. Mom tried to steady her voice. Ava, this money, it changes things. We can help you invest it. We want to be part of your future. I smiled coldly. Funny, when I needed help, you turned your backs. Now you want a slice of my success? Sorry, that door's closed. Noah stepped forward, desperation creeping into his tone. Look, we can fix this. We can keep it quiet. Work together. Work together? I echoed. After all the years you tore me down? No, I'm done being your charity case. I pulled out my phone and opened a message thread I'd kept secret. Emails, screenshots, proof that my so-called family had been sabotaging me behind the scenes. The job they told me I lost wasn't just bad luck, it was because of their interference. Their eyes widened as I hit send to the group chat titled Family Secrets. Within seconds, the room's atmosphere shifted from smug superiority to panic. Emily gasped. You wouldn't. Oh, I would, I said, because the world deserves to know the truth. But I wasn't just exposing them to punish. I had a bigger plan, one that would make sure I never had to depend on any of them again. That night, as they scrambled to cover their tracks, I was already 2 steps ahead, calling financial advisors, planning investments, and building a future that would crush every doubt they ever had. Because this was more than money, it was my comeback. And trust me, they hadn't seen anything yet. The next morning, I woke up in my tiny apartment, sunlight streaming through cracked blinds. But my mind was miles away, already planning the empire I would build. I wasn't just a lottery winner, I was a woman on a mission. I had spent years being underestimated, mocked, and pushed aside. Now I was ready to rewrite every page of my story. I started by investing wisely, small businesses, tech startups, properties. Each decision was calculated, each move designed to grow my fortune quietly but powerfully. I hired a lawyer, not just to protect my winnings but to prepare for what was coming. Because I knew my family wouldn't just sit back, they wanted control, influence, even a piece of my new life. But this time, I was the one holding all the cards. Weeks passed, and their attempts to reach me grew desperate, calls, texts, even messages through friends, but I kept my distance, watching from afar as their arrogance slowly cracked. Then came the day of the big reveal, a family gathering for my dad's birthday, invitation only, filled with the same smug faces that once sneered at me. They expected me to walk in broken and begging. Instead, I arrived with my own entourage, lawyers, financial advisors, reporters. The room froze. Surprised to see me, I said calmly, Dad, here is an envelope. I gave him proof that I had bought the majority of the family business, the company they thought I was too useless to understand. His face turned white, Mom's eyes filled with tears, but not happy ones. She was shocked. Noah stuttered, Ava, this isn't finished. But for me, it was over. I was no longer just someone lucky in the lottery. I was the woman who started with nothing, proved everyone wrong, and took back everything they tried to steal from me. As I looked at the faces of the people who once kicked me out, I smiled, because I had finally won. Not just the lottery, but the biggest revenge, the power to decide my own future.